Good morning, everybody. Thank y'all for coming back to Max Shack. Welcome back to my channel. I am doing some molds. Just pouring a little resin in them and decorating letters. Let me go get my G that I did yesterday. That was kind of a fail, but I poured a G. I have two big letters, and these are smaller. These are more like 4 inches. But this is a G that I did. And it's, basically I wasn't patient enough, and somebody wrote that in one of my posts, and she was right. Because what happened was I stepped away from it after I thought I had everything settled. And in the sun, the bubbles were like fierce. The bubbles were fierce, and my little bitty flowers that I put in there, they turned around, and now they're facing the back. It's a lot of resin, and I really wanted to cry because this is very expensive medium. But you know what? We live and learn, and practice makes better. So this is my first. I love it. It's a G, and I mean, it's all right. You cannot beat yourself up too bad about it. But anyway, listen, they are freestanding. They stand up. Can you see that? They stand up. These letters stand up. But these molds right here that you see are smaller. They're like half the size. And I did 2 last night. I did a W. This is the front of it. And I did an H in the back. What I did was I just put some glitter and some different confetti stuff, and then some sequins. This is the back of it. This is a side view. You see that? That's the back. That's the front. I really love them. You can spell words. Most of them freestanding. Can you see that? It's freestanding. Freestanding. Of course, it's not going to stand in my hand because it's not level. But, let's see. Freestanding. Whoop, whoop. So, I am having a blast with these. I mixed up some resin. You have to be really, really patient when you're working with resin. It's not my strong suit, so I have made mistakes, and I have a lot to learn still. I also have a straw that is like an accordion, because if you watch Mona on Craft Clatch, Craft with a C, Clatch with a K, she has a channel, and it is amazing. She's amazing, and she does a lot of resin projects, and she does the torch. Well, guess what? I've made coasters before, and when I did the heat gun with the actual fire coming out of it, I have ruined some of my molds because I am ADD, and I get too close to the silicone mold, and I ruined my mold, and ruined the coaster too, and ruined resin. So I'm just stirring this. I'm just trying to figure out right now what I'm going to put in it. You do equal parts of A and B, and I buy these little cups right here at one of the dollar stores around, and I love it because it's in the bathroom section, like to rinse your mouth out, because it has a lot of different measurements on it, like just built into the cup. Like I usually go up to the first line on A and B, and then you mix them together, and you have to scrape the sides. Resin is fickle, very fickle, y'all, so just know I told you that. So right now I'm just trying to decide what I'm putting in it. If you're going to embed flowers in it, like I did on this G, you need to kind of pour your resin and let it set up a little bit. Takes patience. And then set your flowers in it when it's a little set up. We're not going to do that today because that's boring, and I don't want y'all to have to watch that. So I've just got some, I'm almost out of this confetti stuff. This is, I got this Recollections glitter shape, iridescent glitter shapes, and I'm just going to pour it right in the resin Because the thing about pouring it right in the resin and mixing it in is that you get it stirred around. You can do seed beads. You get it stirred around, and it really mixes in. Really mixes in. The other thing I'm going to put in it is I have these things right here. It's called shaved ice, and they show up so good. And you know what? You never know how much. You just put some and hope it's enough. What else am I going to put in here? Let me stir this around and see how this looks. You see how it's all mixing in together. All mixing in together. And these are silicone molds, so when you go to pop it out, it bends real easy if you don't know, if you're not familiar. So I have a W and I have an H. I have somebody who's getting married, and I did this W for them. I made them a junk journal, and I can't wait to show you that when I'm totally done with it. My daughter's name is Harper, so I made an H. So what other, I need 2 letters that I can do here. Let's see, what else am I going to put in it though? You can put alcohol ink to color it. You can put paint to color it too. You have to put a little bit of paint because it will make it too tacky, and it won't dry if you put too much paint. It gets icky, very icky. Take it from me, I know. I didn't bring any color over here with me. I do have some of these beads though. I could put some of these in here. I don't know how, they may turn upside, downside. You never know. And I'm going to put probably some glitter. And I love purple. And then I'll do a little bit of pink glitter too, just because I have this handy. And I'm just going to stir that all together. Stir, 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 stir. Kind of looks like a hot mess right now. But that shaved ice, really adds a beautiful dimension to it. So, we're going to do a P and an S, okay? That's what we're doing today. P.S. Get it? P.S. Anyway, I am hilarious in my own mind anyway. So, I'm just going to pour it in. And one thing I don't have handy, but you really want to have handy, is a baby wipe. Because a baby wipe and resin get along really well. I'm going to pour a little bit of that. And then what I say, an S. And you just pour. And it's going to get on the outside. I'll show you what I do about that. I might have enough if I don't pour this. And that's another thing too, is you don't have to pour it so thick that it's a very thick letter. You can pour it as thin or as thick as you want. Okay, another thing to remember is that these are backwards. So whatever's on the bottom is the front, okay? Oh, I have enough to do another one. A couple of my little beads did end up being upside down, so that's good. Let's do a B. I have a lot of B's in my family, and my grandson's last name starts with a B. And when you go to unmold these, you're like, don't think they're going to come out. But these silicone molds are very forgiving. Also, what you could do, I don't want to make these too thick. I am probably going to start in another letter and just pour like a bottom layer, so I can go in and layer. Like I can put a flower down if I want. Let's see. Let's do an A. Let's see. You can pour them as thin or as thick as you want. And you want to really just get all of this resin out here. I love popsicle sticks. They are so good for this. And I'm sorry if you can hear my dog eating. He's off the chain. But he's hungry. Alright. Now, another thing you have to, oh, and he's barking. Another thing you have to do, which is essential, is to either torch it, which I'm not going to do. I'm not going to torch it for reasons I've already explained, because I cannot be trusted with fire, apparently. I don't know if you can see this, but the P right here has got a lot of bubbles at the front top. If you don't get those out of there, it's just going to not look good. So I'm just going to take my straw. This is a great way to alleviate the bubbles in the resin. And I'm just going to blow ever so gently. You don't want to blow hard because resin will go everywhere. And it's nothing that I did wrong, y'all, to make it have bubbles. It's just going to happen. I see one of my little stones is flipped upside down. Let me try to get going toward the front. Just nothing that I did. And the reason you want it flexible, because you can't always get into the, I hope my head wasn't in the way, but you can't always get into the position. And if your straw is flexible, then you can move it around better. Alright, so even though that's not exciting watching me blow on it, it's a necessary step. And then I may have to do it again. Resin is fickle, and resin requires a lot of attention and patience, like I said, which I don't always have. So, I just try to do my best and try to help my ADD self deal with it. And sometimes I do great at it, and sometimes not so great. But you know, you can't hit a home run or a hemorrhoid every time. That's a joke between a friend of mine and I. You can't hit a hemorrhoid every time. When you work at a medical office with nurses, sometimes you you have medical jokes that are funny to you, but not other people. Anyway, hemorrhoids are not funny. I know y'all don't get mad at me for that. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for stopping in today. I don't know what else is on the agenda. I am going to try to finish that journal for the wedding that I'm working on. Also, I made these yesterday. Lolly, I don't remember the name of her channel, but if y'all craft it all, y'all will know. This is a paper clip. You can clip it in a journal. And I decorated with paper and beads. And then this is one, has a purple theme. I have not decided what else I'm going to do here. I need to put something up here, but I haven't decided. These are like super jumbo paper clips. I got these from Amazon. So that's another thing I'm working on. So y'all, just look. Get you some molds. I got this mold on Etsy. I think it came from another country. The mold from, I already posted on one of my sites, the mold for this, the big ones. There are none left at Amazon. They're totally sold out. I had to get it from the United Kingdom. So if you're interested in that, shoot me a message and I'll share that with you. These were on Etsy. These are about half the size, if you can see, of the G. They're all freestanding, and there's a notation that some of the letters, because of their shape, may not be freestanding. You may need a glue dot. So anyway, y'all listen. I'm just sharing what I'm working on. I'm not an expert. I just want to share the knowledge that I have learned from watching other people. I encourage you to gather your own knowledge and just have a great time and love one another, because that's what it's really all about. Love one another. In another video, after I unmold these, I'll show you what they look like, okay? It won't be on resin, so maybe you just have to subscribe and watch when I have a video coming out. It's not a trick, but I ain't mad about it. Anyway, y'all like and subscribe and share. And always love one another and be kind. You want other people to be kind to you. And so you be kind. So, y'all, thanks again. Thanks for coming to this Mac Shack. Come back to the Mac Shack We have a great time. You just never know what we're going to see here. Okay, y'all. Love one another.